1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Just give us an indication if we're ready to start. Give us an indication when you are ready that we start.
Kan u asseblief vir ons 'n indikasie gee wanneer u gereed is om te begin, asseblief, dankie.
Thank you. Let me greet you all as we are to start our public hearing. We'll do formal introductions as we move. But just for us to get the house to be together, I would request that we stand and we are led on a national anthem, and thereafter we'll indeed do our prayers and then proceed to do the formal introductions.
Net om die verrigtinge aan die gang te kry, voordat ons almal voorstel, vra ek dat ons asseblief opstaan vir ons nasionale volkslied en daarna die voorstel en die gebede.
You can lead us on a national anthem. Thank you. As we are still standing, we'll respect different religions we have in the country. And I'm going to ask you to stand for about 2 minutes on a silent prayer or meditation, depending on what you believe in. We also do this to respect those that have also contributed to where South Africa is today. And some of them, as you would have heard in the news, we continue to lose those that have been there. So we are also bidding farewell to them as we hold them in our prayers. So it will be 2 minutes, silent prayer or meditation.
2 minute stilte tyd of gebed, wat ook al u geloofsoortuiging is, of u mediteer en of u net wil stil wees in God, om erkenning te gee aan die mense wat het so hard beklei het vir Suid-Afrika, en soos jy in die nuus gesien het, ons is toenemend besig om mense te verloor, wat afsterf, wat geveg het vir ons land. So wat ook al die oortuiging is, die geloofsoortuiging, ons vra 2 minute stilte, dat u net kan stil raak, vir wat ook al u geloof is. Dankie.
you.
Dankie.
You can sit down. I will then proceed. We are here for a public hearing, but you need to know who is before you so that you know when we engage, who are you engaging with. We are a committee of the National Assembly on communications and digital technologies. So we are members of Parliament. Of course, as you know, Parliament in South Africa, it's a multi-party system. So we've got all political parties as per the outcomes of the 2019 elections. But when we come to you as Parliament, we come as members of Parliament who have taken oath as representatives of the people, especially if it is about hearing you. So we are here as members of Parliament from different political parties. But today I will do it differently. I will not read you names of members. I will just ask them to introduce themselves quickly. Thank you.
Ons is die portefeulje komitee wat vandag voor u verskyn as lede van die parlement wat verkies is in 2019. Maar ons is verteenwoordigheid van al die politieke partye, soos wat die verkiesing aangedui het, soos die uitslag van die verkiesing toon. Ons is die portefeulje komitee, gestuur deur die parlement van Suid-Afrika, die nasionale vergadering, en ons praat vandag oor die wysigingswetsontwerp op die Suid-Afrikaanse poskantoor, BBK 2023. Maar ek gaan dit vandag 'n klein bietjie anders doen. Ek gaan nie soos ouer gewoonte die lede van die portefeulje komitee, die agbare lede aan u voorstel nie. Ek gaan vra dat hulle self aan u voorstel en vir u bekend maak wie hulle is.
I'll start from my left. Honorable Tam, it has nothing to do with where you stay. But I'll start from my left with members of Parliament. I'm sure the councillor is known here, Mr. Kevin Crouch. So I'm introducing the visitors who would be welcomed by him.
Ek gaan aan my
I'll start
linkerkant
from
begin.
that side. And then
Ek gaan aan my linkerkant begin. Dis almal lede van die parlement en dit is nou geen vingerwysing na my regterkant toe nie, na die dame wat daar sit nie. Ek begin maar net aan my linkerkant.
My name is Richard Mtarane, a member of Parliament.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Nomsa Kubega, the member of the Portfolio Committee of Communication. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Alice Mtembu, a member of this committee. Thank you.
Goeiemorgen, mijn naam is Lisiba Mlala. Ik is member of this committee. Thank you.
Good morning once again. Boyce Maneli, a member of the committee and the chairperson of this committee. Thank you.
Goeiemôre, my naam is Nawo Tambo. Ek is deel van die Portfolio Committee van Communications en ek is van die EFF. Dankie.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Solofelo Podlani, member of the committee. Thank you.
Thank you. I think members of the committee would have introduced ourselves, but because people do follow the committee deliberations from time to time, it's important to register apologies we have received from members. We have one apology from Natasha Amazone, who's not able to attend. And the last one will be Honorable Zandile Majosi from the IFP, who's unable to attend. So it's Natasha Mazone, it's Thomas proceed. We'll start with you, sir.
Goeiedag, mijn naam is Julia Timotheus, Plain Plakkerskamp. Ik wil net weten, stel, dankzij ik zeg maar net, die postkantoor is een goede idee. Van ons moeder postkantoor heeft die bij ons. Maar die is bij matriculanten in ons plek. Wat niet, dankzij werk heeft die. Zo kan ons, van ons matriculanten dan inbrengen om in een postkantoor te werken. Van die dienst van die postkantoor gaan een goede idee is om in die plakkerskamp te wees. En niet in Samondiem area, maar dat moet een beetje nader is. Want die behuizing gaan we nader komen naar ons toe. Maar dan moet die postkantoor nader bij ons is. Als wat het bij veel geleerde plekken zoals in de Perel, Franshoek, waar Samondiem maar net die is. Zo gaan die mensen bij het postkantoor komen als ze naar Perel toe gaan om post gaan ook te gaan halen. Timotheus. Yes.
Honourable Member, thank you for being here. Thank you for this opportunity to say what I want to say. My name is Julio Timotheus and I live in a squatter camp. I just want to say that please, I think this is a very good bill. This is a good idea, thank you for that. But please sir, if it's possible, we live in a squatter camp, so these services are either in Paul or Franschhoek, which is very far from where we live in the squatter camp. Isn't it all maybe possible to bring the services closer to the people where we live in the squatter camp? So it's more difficult to take the house to the service than I think it would be to take the service to the people. So that would be very helpful. Thank you very much for this.
Proceed to the next.
Good morning to you all. My name is A.B. Bakir. Yeah, I would like to beg for your indulgence because I just went through this document and so I will just page from this side to the other side. I am full-heartedly 100%, if not 200% for this bill. And I believe that this is a very good thing that's going to happen. And the people that's going to benefit from this is the ordinary people. Because those, the haves, those are the people that will always have and they will always benefit. But it is so that our poor people sometimes don't benefit from this. But so when I browsed through this document, very good, and it will really benefit our people. So this is good if the mandate of the post office is going to be expanded. And I also believe that the services, whatsoever, the services also will benefit our people on the ground. And especially those who are staying and living in the rural areas, our poor people. Sometimes it is very difficult to access services. But if the post office is there, and the post office can, with these expanded services that it got there, it will really help our people, the infrastructure there. And it will also be good if the post office then can partner with other stakeholders. Because for me, it's about the services to our people. In terms of the financial services, that's going to be very good also. Like I always say that, I just spoke to one of the persons here saying that there's not in all the rural, deep rural areas you find a ShopRite or a Checkers where you can go to a money market and so on. But if the post office is there, surely money transfers can take place, COD deliveries, prepaid services, etc., etc. That will be good for our people. Especially in the deep rural areas where there's minimal services provided to our people. Because we all know that the private operators, for them it's about money, money making. And it's really not for our poor people. They will go there in the affluent areas where they can get or can make their money, and they don't care about our poor people. The post office, yes, I believe that it should be very responsive to the needs of our people. And we know now what the needs of our people are, and things have changed over these years. Yeah, the current services that the post office are providing, it's getting out of date. What they are providing. So I'm very glad when I saw then the services that they intend to provide to our people. So if I go to, let me see, it's clause number 3, it says the intention is to expand SA POS legislative mandate. Yes, the expansion of that. That is good. If I turn over, something about the Post Bank, I know it's not part of that. The two of them are in relation, but it will be very glad if I can just get something in about the Post Bank. If the Post Bank can be also, that our people will have much more access to the Post Bank, because that will benefit our people. Because if you go to the commercial banks, our people are not getting joy there. So the Post Bank will really assist our people. And that is why we are at many occasions, we're talking about government, please give us a bank that will benefit our people, and not these commercial banks where those people are making a hell of a lot of money and that money doesn't come to our people. I want to go to clause 11. The increased term of office for the administrator. What can you do in 3 months' time? So I would also put my voice to that the extension of a year for the administrator to be there for a year instead of 3 months. And right at the bottom, the constitutional implications, it says that the bill advances equality. I'm glad, equality, human dignity, because that is what a lot of our people still don't have today. Equality, human dignity, and the other thing also, that things need to be affordable. Because if I'm speaking on behalf of our poor people, because sometimes things are not affordable with the minimal, the monies that our people got, the salaries and so on. So that is good. We must look at equality and the human dignity of our people. I thank you.
Next.
Goeiemorgen. Mijn naam is Andreas, met van Salomo. Ik steun die wetontwerp ten harte. Want die postkantoor is voordelig, soos ek hom gebruik in my omsiens. Ek het nou 'n maand gelede my kar se lisensie by die postkantoor gedoen en nie by die traffic department nie. Ek het nou 2 weke terug my bestuurspermit, al die vorms wat ek moet by die traffic department loop haal het ek by die postkantoor gekry. Vir my is dit 'n baie kort pad om te loop en is baie maklik en is naby ons plaaslike mense daar in die Noorderperel. Dit is 'n klein postkantoortjie, maar is baie belangrik vir ons. Die meeste van ons mense wat daar plaaslik is, sien nie kans om in lang lyne by die traffic department te loop staan nie. Ons doen al ons goed by die postkantoortjie daar in die Noorderperel. Baie dankie.
Good morning, Chairperson. My name is Andreas Salomo. I support the bill wholeheartedly. The post office is beneficial to us, especially to people that are in the rural areas. A month ago, I went to renew my license, and I didn't have to go to the traffic department. I went to the post office and I was assisted. About 3 months ago, I went to fetch all my documents that I needed to renew my other license, my car's license. all the documentation that I would have I would have found at the traffic department, I went to the post office and I got everything there. So what I want to say is that for most of our people, especially those at the rural areas, those that are working on the farms, the post office serves a good purpose, and we want the services, and we appreciate the services at the post office. Thank you.
Goeiemorgen. Ik heb Jeffrey Rodney Green. Ik heb van 2005 heb ik aanzoek gedaan voor een huis. Een aanzoekhuis. Maar is nu 2023 en ik heb nog nooit een huis gekregen. Dat is kort en krachtig. Ik wil bij je party. Maak een plan voor mij alsjeblieft. Maar ik blijf nou hockey. Een klein hockeytje. Dat is kom ik hier.
Good afternoon, Honourable Chair. My name is Jeffrey Grain, and I just want to say that since 2005, the first time I applied for a house, this is 2023, I still don't have a house. Sir, make a plan, please. I live in a hockey, man. Make a plan, that's all I want to say. I came here to say this today. Thank you.
We're taking about 10 at a time. It's fine, so we're still good in numbers.
Goeiedag sê. Ek is hier ek weet wat julle vandag probeer doen, maar kan ek maar vra, wat gaan gebeur soos ek wat 'n border is by my ma, maar ek het nou 'n structuurnommer gekry volgens die behuising, het ek by Johan 'n structuurnommer gekry, maar nou as my ma dan dood is voor die tyd wanneer ek die huis gekry het, wat word dan toe van haar huis? Ek meen, dat is nou nie om niemand van die raadslede in die gezicht te vat nie, of so nie, van wat word dan toe van die kinders wat se ouers ouer aan 60 of 90 of 80 of wat gaan dan word van die huise? As die groot mense moet huise kry, maar hier is 'n kind, en so, ek kan mos sien, met 4 kinders in my eie huis bly, want hoe gaan ek in my wederhelft dan samen, waar is ons privaat, ek kan mos sien met my ma, met haar kleinkinders, in een huis bly, nadat sy alreeds ek ook koekiele, sorry dat ek so sê, maar ek bedoel, wat gaan gebeur daarna? Dat wie kry dan toe die huis?
As my barriers to what is Navito Handaya is done. Frama as the deal Wachisi. As the deal Wachis Frachi. Okay. Wayne Peterson. Wayne. Wayne. Oh, die privaatheid van waar? Ik wil mijn privaatheid weer. Oeh, nee, ik had het een grote gebruik maken. Kijk, het klaar.
Good day, honorable members. My name is Wade. I know what you're trying to do here today. But what will happen? I received a number for a house. I do not want to insult any member today. I do not want to take advantage. I don't want to insult you, but I'm just asking. My mother is 90, maybe 80 years old. If they die, the logical question I want to ask is, who should get that house? Who must get that house? Just a logical question. I myself have got 4 children. Now, if I want to do that thing in the house, I use the Xhosa word, I'm not going to say that word, it's very rude, but you know, if I want to do that thing in the house, my mother in the house with 4 children, no privacy, where must that house go? Just a logical question, I just want to know about my house. Thank you.
Goeiemôre almal. Ek is Charlene Sas van Simonde Plakkerskam. Ek wil net vanmôre vir julle vra. Ek het mos 'n eggenoot gehad, maar hy is oorlede. Ek het net vir 9 jaar saam gebly. Maar nou word ek getek vir sy huis. Hoe moet ek nou maak? Gaan ek nou die huis kry of gaan sy familie se huis vat? Ek is onbevreesbaar vir dit. Baie dankie.
Good afternoon. Is it afternoon? Good morning. Good day. My name is Charlene Sas. I live in Simondium Squatter Camp. My husband passed away some 9 years ago. What I want to know is my husband is passed on. That is all I want to know. Thank you. I wanted to know, do I go to the house? Does the house go to the children or does the house go to me? Thank you.
Goeiemôre. Ek is Charles Manuel. Ek gaan definitief oor die bil praat. Ek sien ons loop so 'n verkeerde draai en ons moet die draai maar seker herstel vir die spoed van die vergadering. Is 'n bietjie moeilik vir my om my mind te apply wat die bil betref, want die poskantoor self lê vir my na in die hart. En die poskantoor se dienste het al hoe swakker en swakker geraak. Wat vir my persoonlik beteken, en ek iemand hoef nie my hoek te deel nie. Swak bestuur. En die swak bestuur het gemaak dat die poskantore pos in my geweste bring tussen 3 en 6 maande kry ons pos. wat baie laat is en op die oomblik sien ons maar baie min pos. Ons het probleem ook met ons waterrekeninge wat nie op tyd kom by ons huise nie. En dit bring baie konflik. Baie mense het al in die hof verskyn as gevolg van 'n posstuk wat te laat kom. Hy het dit te laat ontvang. Baie mense het gekom kry 'n belangrike posstuk wat moes afgehaal word, het verlore gegaan. Die posisies waar die funksionerende poststasies is ongemaklik vir die mense. In ons geweste het ons pos afgehaal in Groot Drakensberg en in Pineal. Nou moet ons Stellenbosch toe gaan om pos af te haal en dit is landelike mense. Ons landelike mense trek verskriklik baie swaar as dit kom by pos. Ons is die duurste mense, want ons moet baie keer taksies vat wat duur is om pos te gaan afhaal. Ek weet nou nie, ek wil nou nie vir julle vandag in 'n swaklik sit of vir julle beswadder met dinge wat ek dink of hoe ek wil praat nie. Maar regtig waar, julle sal moet sokkies optrek en dinge begin doen wat ons mense help. Julle maak vir ons armer met besluite wat julle doen in die parlement en hoe julle sit en hoe julle dinge doen. Ons nodig gehelp te word. En ons vra dat julle die poskantoor asseblief weer instel. Hier was 'n gebouetjie in Mondium ook waar 'n poskantoor is. Hier gaan niks aan nie. So watter kant is ons op pad? Baie dankie.
Dankie, arme Here, vandag werk jy wel. Miskien moet ons hier sit. Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Charles Manuel, and I'm definitely going to speak about the bill. I saw this meeting was taking a turn now for the worse, not talking about things of matters, but I am here today to talk about this bill. It is difficult for me to apply my mind when I read what you propose in the bill, because the post office is very close to my heart. I feel very close to the post office and the service that the post office rendered. But I have to say to you that the post office, the service that's been rendering or rendered by the post office, gets worse and worse and worse by the day. It's definitely not, I don't expect of you to share my perspective, but as it is right now, it takes me about 2 to 3 months before I receive any mail that is being sent to me. Also, it is a huge problem. We receive our water bill through the post. Now, if that bill is not rendered or delivered timeously, people receive summons to appear for non-payment, and then that problem escalates. So the post office is a very important structure for the community, especially in the rural areas. We rely heavily on the post office, especially if you look at Pinehel, close to us here. We had a small little sub-office. That's closed. We now have to take a taxi to go to Stellenbosch to receive any services or to fetch post or parcels or anything. People don't have that kind of money to take a taxi just to go and fetch something that they need. I really don't want to criticize you today. I don't want to be insulting towards you. That is not the purpose why I'm standing here. But I want to ask you to please pull up your socks. Please reinstate the post office. Reinstate the services that the post office renders. We are going backwards. We're getting poorer and poorer. Please, I plead with you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Goeiemôre, my naam is Dani van der Ventel. Ek is woonagtig in Mondium informele nedersetting. Ek dink net dat hierdie poskantoor dat sal ons gemeenskap goed doen. Want in die tyd moes ons mense sukkel om by 'n poskantoor uit te kom. Daar is mense wat nie eens kan loop nie. Daar is mense wat nie eens kon sien nie. En hierdie mense maak gebruik van jong mense om te kan stuur poskantoor toe. So kom jy by die poskantoor, dan sê die poskantoor, maar die persoon moet self kom. So wat ek net probeer inlig is, dat in Simondium sal 'n poskantoor ons gemeenskap baie goed doen. Want dis nie net ons as jong mense, ons as gesonde mense wat die poskantoor nodig het nie. Maar in die tyd van COVID-19 het ons jong mense ook gesukkel om by die poskantoor uit te kom. Waar jy aansoek gedoen het vir R350, nou moet jy nog moeite maak dat ek by die poskantoor uitkom, want daar is die vervoer nie. Mense vra geld, ek het nie taxi fare nie. So vir my dit sal baie goed doen om 'n poskantoor in Simondium te hê, sodat ons as gemeenskap ook vorentoe kan gaan, sodat ons as gemeenskap ook kan weet wat gaan aan. So die ouende van die tyd, dan ons hoef nie na mense toe te kom en te sê maar ja, maar ons dra nie kennis van daai ding nie. So dan weet ons hier is 'n poskantoor, so ons dra kennis van alles wat in ons gemeenskap gebeur. Ek wil dit net opdra aan die parlement. Dat nou al so baie dinge in die parlement uitgekom, maar wat vandag actually is, dat hierdie poskantoor storie 'n regte ware storie moet word. Asseblief mense, want ek glo ons mense het die poskantoor nodig. Ek sit met 2 disability mense, 2 ou mense in my huis, en dan sit ek met 'n disability daar aan die agterkant, waarmee ek sukkel om elke keer by 'n poskantoor uit te kom. As hulle altyd deurkom, hulle geld kom nie deur, ons moet by die poskantoor uitkom. Ons kan nie, want daar is die taxi fare, die mense, daar is die vervoer vir ons nie, ons sukkel met vervoer. So dat is maar net al wat ek wil sê. Baie dankie.
Good day. My name is Dani van der Ventel. I live in the Simondium squatter informal settlement area. All that I want to say is that the post office will do our communities good. It will serve a good purpose for our people. At this point, at this moment, our people are suffering. We have people that are unable to walk, disabled people. We have blind people. When we get to the post office trying to help them, the post office sends us back telling us those people must come themselves. It is not only the blind and disabled that are suffering. I will mention this thing. During COVID-19, even young people suffered to go to the post office because we wanted to go and apply for this 350 grant. But we couldn't because we don't have taxi fares, we don't have transport. So it's very difficult for us to get to other places, these faraway places, to obtain the services of the post office. What I also want to mention is that we want a post office that we can call our own, one that is close to us, that will serve our communities close to us as well. Also, what I want to convey to the members of Parliament is that we are very glad that that Parliament came to our people to come and listen. And what we want to ask also is that this post office idea must be a true one. It must be a reality taking place and not something that is just being mentioned. So I want to emphasize it again. We need a post office. At this point, I have 2 people living with 2 disabled people. They don't have money, they don't have transport to go to these faraway post offices. Thank you.
Thank you. I take it that there are no further hands because we don't want to leave anybody behind. Okay, for that one you can send the roving mic.
Ik wil net zeggen, hallo, goeiemiddag. Ik is Kathleen. Ik is eigenlijk, mijn rechte naam is Katie Presens. Ik heb een probleem met Sasa. Kijk hoe lekker ik kan niet lopen. Ik zit al van gisterochtend 4:30 bij die taxi-rent. Die taxis ry vir my verby omdat dit 'n reistool is. As ek plek aan die taxi, dan moet ek 'n vervoer hier, 'n ryding hier, dan moet ek R300 nog betaal van my SASSA geld wat ek kry om by SASSA uit te kom. Die mense praat van 'n poskantoor. Ek kan glo hier in Samoundium was 'n poskantoor. My oudste kind was 5 jaar oud. Toe pay ek olpay vir hom. Hy tyd toe dit nog olpay, toe dit nie SASSA nie. En hy is nou al oorlede, hy is nou amper 50 jaar oud. Daai tyd was hier 'n poskantoor. En olpay is ook 'n probleem. Die SASSA, jy sien 'n SASSA nie, jy moet Parel toe gaan. En is R50 vir heen en terug. Nou het hy nie taxi vir hom in te gaan nie, dan moet hy nog alleen by ander persone. As jy terugkom, dan moet jy terugbetaal. Ons is minder bevoorregte mense. En behuising is net so lang. Ek is groot geraak in Samoundium. En ek is al amper 60 jaar oud. En my kinders is ook groot. Ek het net 3 kinders. Dat die wêreld het rondom my baie swaar gegaan. Ek het hier gebly en daar gebly. Op die ou end toe het ek nie meer blyplekkie. Toe moet ek werk. Ek het 'n werk gehad, maar ek het nie blyplek. Toe moet ek by ander mense gaan boord. En op die ou end wat ek gewerk het, ek het 18 jaar daar gewerk. Toe sien daai bestuurder van my 'n plek. Ek het 3 jaar daar gebly voor ek die man gevat het. En die man is van hy tyd af werkloos. Want hy het ook 'n vaste blyplek gehad. Hy het in die bos geslaap. Maar as my kinders se pa is hier, omdat munisipaliteit vir ons hier kon neergooi het. Hier in Samoundium plakkerskamp. En hier bly ek nou al amper hoe lang? 30 jaar oud. Ons is ver van die wang van die SASSA af en ver van die poskantoor af. Nou SASSA was dieselfde. Hy het ook verskuif, laat hy nou heeltemal verskuif is. En al wat ek sê, maar julle moet 'n plan maak dat die SASSA is in Samoundium. Want die mense is om beskof in die Parel. Jy kom 5 uur aan, dan moet jy sit tot 4 toe. Die mense loop voor jou verby. Het kos vir my gister geskel het. Ek bly ver, ek moet 2 taxis vat om by die huis te kom of om daar te kom. Gelukkig ek kry 'n vriend van my in die pad. Toe gee hy vir my 'n loop tot by SASSA. En as ek kon ek gaan by het. En hoekom die taxis ry aan verby? En toe moet ek by manne R200 gister gegee uit die Parel uit. Ek is baie jammer om dit te sê. En SASSA het nog gister vir my half betaal. Ek kry, die mense kry mos nou 2170. Ek het gister net 1860 gekry. Want ek pay nog so 'n opkaart. Hulle het met blou poskantoorkaarte uitgekom. Hulle het eers daai mense gejaag en die mense met die geel kaarte en wat die kaarte het, moet laaste gejaag word. En ons kom van ver af en daai mense van die blou kaarte mense. En hulle is onbeskof. Ek het geskel gister met hulle. En ek moet betaal van my en die persoon wat met stoel stoot.
Gitang.
Good afternoon, honourable member. My name is Katie Present, and I just want to say that, speak about SASSA and the post office. This morning, at 4:15, I had to get up to get to the taxi rank to get here. You can see what I look like. You can see. I cannot walk. I'm disabled. But I remember A long time ago, there was a post office in Simondium. We had one, long ago. My son, it was still called Allpay, before SASSA. And they paid me at that same post office here in Simondium. I received my money for him. That was a long time ago. I know. I just want to say that I have to borrow money to get here, to get to a taxi, to get my SASSA pay, which is not. The problem is I cannot receive it where I live because there's no post office. I have to go to the pole to receive that. I'm nearly 60 years old. I've got 3 children. And actually I didn't have accommodation, and then for 18 years I lived in a place, then I was thrown out, and then I took a man, and it's a father of my children, but he's jobless, and he slept in the bushes, and now we live, it's a very difficult thing. But I just want to say that we live far away from the post office. And please, you must make a plan for us so that we can have to get our SASSA here in Simondium. The people in Paul are so rude. I had to sit there, and they help the people with the blue cards. They help them first. Us with the yellow cards, we get help second. And I just want to tell you, yesterday when I fetched my SASSA grant, normally I must get 2,170 rand. Yesterday I only received 1,860 rand. And really, if we can just not have to take 2 taxis to get to Paul, to get our grants, that will help us a lot. You can see, I sit here, it's difficult for me, and taxi is expensive. If I did not have a friend that I paid 200 rand to take me there, I don't know how I would have gotten hold of my SASSA pay. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thokozang Kamalam Kuphumla kwaZweni known as Umkhulu Qoni. I want to say firstly I support this bill because this bill speaks to the needs of our people, and if the post office is really going to be expanded for young people that are vigilant out there, for SMEs, those who want to be in business but they don't know how to do it, I wish this bill can be taken to an education for our communities to be able to understand what exactly the post office will be doing, because these things might be on the television, not everyone will know these things. These things might be on the papers, but if we take this post office really to our people as it needs to be, because this is a need to our people, this is a need for young people. I am the founder director of Kuphumla Multipurpose. But for me to go and do my other things at CIPC, it's very far for me to travel from here to Cape Town, because using the online system sometimes is not working. Once the post office is near to our people, it will be much easier even to do certain things for our business. The reason I support this bill is because post office is part of our government. It's not privatized, it's not something that is outside our government. Whereas it will be much easier for us to be able to access and make sure our country is developed within our communities where we stay, rural, urban, and cities. So this thing of going to other banks within our communities is making our people to struggle even to miss certain things. They have said a lot of things because of the services that are not near about the communities and all those things. We wish a digital thing that will be near to our people, more especially for young people, to be expanded mentally based on what this bill is bringing to our people. I support this bill. Thank you.
Goeiemôre dames en here. Baie dankie vir die geleentheid wat ons insette kan lewer vir hierdie konsep ontwerp. Op hierdie stadium ongelukkig van my kant af kan ek nie sê ek ondersteun dit of staan dit teen nie, as gevolg van die inligting wat ek vanoggend gekry het en ek wil eers weer daardeur werk en baie dankie dat julle ook geleentheid gee wat ons skriftelike inligting kan deurgee. Maar vanoggend vra ek met 'n pleidooi dat ons asseblief moet kyk na die dienslewering wat gebied word aan die verskillende poskantore. Ons weet die poskantoor is onderman, maar soos die dame voor my ook gesê het, dat veral as die pensionaris hulle na die poskantoor toe gaan, sit hulle of staan hulle lang ure wat hulle wag om gehelp te word. En dit is nie die poskantoor se personeel se skuld nie. Dit het te doen vir die aanstellings wat gemaak word. So my versoek vanoggend aan u is, u weet, die TVET sektor het 'n program publieke administrasie. En die studente, hulle moet hulle internship doen. Ongelukkig vind studente baie moeilik om by staatsdepartemente in te kom, sodat hulle die nodige internship kan volg om hulle diploma te kry. So die pleidooie is vandag, kyk na die opsie van die TVET sektor wat hy studente ook geplaas kan word, sodat hulle na 18 maande hulle diploma kan kry. Dit sal ook die werkloosheid aanspreek as ons kyk met na die graad 12 en so voorts. En dan wil ek net vir julle sê, baie dankie. Want as ons gaan kyk, die poskantoor is in 'n ander sperm nou, as ons kyk dat alles gaan nou online. En ons gemeenskap is regtig nie altyd ingelig wat hulle moet doen nie. So dit sal ook help vir al die ouer garde om vir hulle ook te help. Baie dankie.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, honourable members of the Parliament and Chair. My name is Natasha Nkombini, and I thank you for this opportunity where we can give our input to you today. Also for the opportunity to give a written submission if necessary. Thank you for that. I just want to say that service delivery is not what it should be, because the post office is not always manned. There are not always staff to see to our problems, and not enough staff to get to the queues quickly. I'm especially pleading now for the elderly. As the lady in front of me mentioned, elderly are standing in long queues before they are being rendered a service and before they are being helped. It's very difficult for them to receive a service and to sit there or to stand in a queue all this time before they can get the service that they desperately need and that they came there for. On that point, there is a diploma that people can do in the TVET sector, the public administration. Those students find it very difficult to find a position in the public sector, say for instance in the post office, to do their internship. This could be actually beneficial to them and to the people, because if they can now complete their internship after they receive their diploma, it'll help and assist with unemployment, and also it will be nice for the grade 12, I think it's going to speak to me again, for the grade 12 learners, when they finish matric, have got somewhere to go to do this TVET sector diploma, and then be taken up into the system to complete the internship. As I said, that will also assist with the unemployment and service delivery to the elderly to get to the queues quicker. And also one other thing that's very important, I think it's very important to say that everything is online now. So it will be very nice if we can also have that type of service to be delivered. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Goedemorgen, mijn naam is Sarah Pieters. Ik blijf op plaats Bindon. Ons moet 200 meter loop om in die perel uit te kom, om by 'n poskantoor te kom. En elke tyd kom die pos by ons uit, daar waar 2 of 3 maanden voor die pos by ons uitkom. Nou, ek sal het baie waardeer as hier 'n poskantoor is, want dan bespaar ons moet taxi ook vat, want as het R46 vir uit en in. So, dit sal ons baie iets goed doen. As hier 'n poskantoor is, dan hoef ons nie so ver te loopie, en dan gee ons ook so baie geld uit die. En dit sal baie goed wees vir die gemeenskap ook, vir 'n poskantoor. Want ons sukkel baie om by 'n poskantoor uit te kom. Dis al wat ek wil sê.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity, honourable members. My name is Sarah Peters and I'm from Biendon. I have to walk 200 meters to get to a taxi. That's cost me 46 rand to get to a post office. Sometimes it takes 2 to 3 months before we can get access to our mail, or the mail can get to us. It is very expensive to take 46 rand just to access the mail. That is over and above the distance that I have to walk to get to the taxi, to get to my mail. Please, if I could plead with you, a substation or a sub-office closer to us. Thank you for the opportunity.
Goeiemôre, Nikki, dames en heren, gemeenskap, Pakistan. Dat is iets wat ik bij wat nu. Dat is, hulle pad op poskantoor hier. Mensen blij in Samonie, Plakkerskamp. Dat is allemaal die vragen vanuit die postkantoor. Nou, die vraag wat ik nog heb, als een postkantoor, waar gaat het opzet? Wat de kantoor gaan hier opzet? Postkantoor. Geantwoord niet. Maar nou net, die vraag nee. Die klomp jonge kinders wat in die gemeenschap blij nee. Ja, nee, in gemeenskap, landen. Je post komt uit die kant toe, nee. Je post gaan, jy moet post gaan aber iewers. Maar ons kan niet, ons postbussen hier, want ons kan die post gaan afhalen. Dat is mijn vraag, al wat ik wil vragen. Net hij dan. Als ik, dank je.
Good afternoon, Chair. Only 2 questions. My name is Mickey. Mickey Samonium. De Monse. Mickey de Monse. Only 2 things. If you are going to give us a post office or a smaller agency of post office, where are you going to put it? I just want to know where. So the interpreter informed that the panel won't answer. So the question was, where were you going to put this post office? And the second thing I want to know is, in the community, how far do we have to walk to get to the services that we need and the young people that need the services?
Goedemorgen allemaal, mijn naam is Janet Phyllis. Ik wil net zeggen, ons moest altijd ons post bij DPK gekregen. Maar nu op die ogenblik krijg ons die post hier. Ons moet nou ons post in die perel gaan halen. En dat is baie moeilijk. En ik denk ons het dringende postkantoor nodig. Want op hierdie huidige ogenblik, als die mensen vragen wat is jouw postadres, ons weet niet wat is ons postadres. Ons het baie dringende postkantoor nodig in Samonie. Baie dankie.
Good day, my name is Janet Phyllis. I live in Samonium Informal Settlement. Previously, we used to go fetch our post at the BPK, BPK, is reg, nee? Yeah, BPK. But now we don't have a post office anymore. So now we have to go to PAL to get our post. And when we are asked what our post office box is, we do not know what it is, or our postal address is, we do not know what that is. So all that I want to say is we need a post office very urgently. Thank you.
Good morning, More Molweni. Ndiyayibulela iParliament ndiyacinga nakulonya uphele besikwa sonke lamacala seseres. Ndisenayo la ezazicelo bendinazo kwa last year. Ndiyacela ndinguceba ndingunokuthula wana uceba ka ward 6 ephantsi kwe Dragonstein. Ndinesicelo Parliament. Ngawuthetha nomasipala wase Dragonstein. Thina sihlala ematyotyombe. Njengoko sihlala ematyotyombe. Sinabantu abakhubazekileyo abahlala ematyotyombe. Isicelo sami ke siyi-1 sesokokuba ngaba ndiyacela nayiphina iproject eyenziwayo yezindlu make kubekho u20% wabantu abadisable, because xa kutshayo abantu abakwazi ubaleka baphume kusitsha. Uyaphuma wena mntu wendlu ujonga umlilo uza kweliphi icala. Xa ubuyela endlini sekusitsha atsho umuntu atshele phakathi. Ndiyacela 20% kwiproject eyenziwayo kwa housing, u20% ube ngabantu abadisable. Secondly, ndiyacela yafasha ke ngoyimka. Okay, ndinesicelo esithi Parliament, njengokuba sihlala ematyotyombe kusitsha. Isicelo sami sekubeni ba iyenzeka into ba umlilo kanti ulapha kufutshane kuwe kutshe abantu abathathu endlini. Itsho ibhokisi zalomzi zibe 3. iParliament ndiyayicela mayikibe nenxaxheba eyidlalayo apho kuthe kwatsha khona abantu abathathu nangaphezulu. Ndisitsho nje last month nditshelwe ngumama nonyana nentombi nomzukulwana. But ke ngoku ndiyacela iParliament mayikidlale ibe nendima eyidlalayo kuloo family. Sometimes kushiyeka umntana oyi-1 pha oyintombazana angakwazi ukungcwaba abantu abathathu ngexesha eli-1. Ndiyayicela iParliament mayikibe nendima eyidlalayo kwinxaxheba ezinjalo. Enkosi.
Molweni, good afternoon. I would like to thank Parliament for being here with us today. I think we were together last year. I come from Ceres, and I still have the plea or what I requested from you guys last year. I am councillor. I'm a ward councillor, and I would like to let you know, guys, that we live in squatter camps and we live with disabled people there. When it is burning, when there's fire, those people cannot run out of their houses. So when there are housing projects, may you please have 20% for those people who are disabled. Would really appreciate that, because those people cannot run away from the fire. And secondly, I forgot what I wanted to say. Or again, as we live in squatter camps, because houses are very much close to one another, so when it's burning, those 3 houses will burn at the same time, and sometimes one house would lose about 3 people. 3 people would die. There would be just 1 girl left, and that person cannot bury that one person. So can the parliament and government please support those people who lose their family members due to fire? Thank you.
Mandibulise mhlali ngaphambili. Igama nguMoses Mangale ndiphuma eBreede Valley. Mandamkela isigqeba saseParliament okokuqala. Okwesibini ndithi siyayamkela ibill ezuba inje. Kodwa ke sicela ukongeza kancinci kwizinto ezifakwe kwibill. Okokuqala mhlali ngaphambili sicela ukongeza kwithuba lesigqeba esihlalayo, that means iboard. Siyacela into yokuba kubantu abathi babekwe kwiboard, at least makubekho nabantu abachaphazelekayo, like abantu abadala abahlala kwi-area ezingafikeleli kuzo iPOS. Okwesithathu mhlali ngaphambili, nanjengokuba iPOS ibalekile siyazi into yokuba iphuma ku-government. Siyacela into yokuba kuba iPOS mhlali ngaphambili inkqubo zayo izinkqubo zakudala, umzekelo akusekho bantu banza imbalelwano ngeencwadi ngoku, abantu sebesebenzisa isimanje manje. Abantu abaninzi mhlali ngaphambili basebenzisa iPOS for ukuyokupeya igrant. Eyona nto ke siyicelayo into yoba ukuba ngaba iPOS ingathi bene-ATM ezibhilonga kuyo, ukwenzela into yokuba noko abantu babe kufitshane kwiinkonzo zePOS, iPOS ikwazi ufikeleleka ebantwini. iPOS mhlali ngaphambili iitshaji zayo azilingani nezebhenki. So yeyona nto ke siyicela kakhulu into yokuba xa inozama itshintshe imodel eyisebenza ngayo noko isondeze kwimodel yebhenki nezinye ukwenzela uba noko abantu bakwazi ufikelela kuyo. Enkosi mhlali ngaphambili.
Chair, I am Moses Manga. Greetings to all who are here. I am from the Valley area. I accept all parliamentarians that are here, and I also support the bill that is in front of us. There are board persons who are affected, and they should also be considered, and there are also old persons who needs and are staying at difficult areas. There are no postal services, and we ask for assistance from the government. No letters are written these days. There are new methods that are being used, and the postal services are required. We also ask that ATM services be rendered to the persons, and these charges are at times lesser, and we ask that these be rendered and bank facilities also be made available to the persons. I thank you.
Morning to Parliament of Public South Africa. I want to appoint the issue of the old grant that has been published due to this month. Many of our old trainees who receive pension grant hasn't received some of their money. So I want to say the Parliament must avail the issue of that even some of them haven't received their money. They are still waiting for it. They've been from the rural areas to where they, like, I want to say, they haven't received their money. So I want the parliament to get help and to appoint the issue and look after our grannies. So if you take a look at this point where they come from rural areas where they need to be food and take care of the family, but at the same time, at that point where they don't receive their money, they suffer from lack of living because they have to look after the children. And if they haven't received those patient grant, the lack of service like electricity and food to take care for the family is like, how can I put it? Okay. So that issue it's been a big issue in the communities whereby they need food. And if you take a look at them, they walk from long distance and early hours where they wake up to go to post office to get their salaries. I would say salaries because it helps them to benefit their lifestyle of living. And even the disabled people and children they have been benefiting from that old grant. And yeah, I would say the government must take a look at that and appoint new members which will avail the issue and try to help and sustain the money of which is been lacking due to this month. I thank you.
Molweni nonke parlamente. Mna ndinguCynthia Jongile. I'm from Worcester. Siyayicela bethuna i-post office. I-post office ibaluleke kakhulu i-post office. And i-post office ndiyathemba uba wonke umuntu uyayazi uba i-post office is sawuthina cheaper i-post office. It's very cheaper i-post office. And sakwazi ukufikelela sonke. And i-post office ibalulekile la kumzekelo. Kule nyanga khange sifumane imali grant. Imali grant asifumananga sawubuza bani. Kanti uba i-post office ibikhona besawukwazi ukuya siyobuza. If siyile sasa kuthi asiyazi imali itheni. Kanti uba ngaba i-post office ibikhona bizayidlala indima enkulu. Asinazi impendulo, asazi sawubuza bani uba why imali ingangenanga. Kanti if i-post office ibikhona, because post office is under government, besizawuzifumana impendulo. So siyayicela kakhulu i-post office mayibe khona. Ibaluleke kakhulu i-post office. Enkosi.
Asibonge.
I am greetings. I am Cynthia Jongile. I am from Worcester. I ask for the post office services to be made available to us as people because their services are of importance. Their services are also cheaper and they are being rendered. We need the services of the post office as the people. Look, for instance, recently, we did not receive our grant monies as SASSA could not have paid us. Had there been post office services, this could have been availed to the persons. We did not even know why our monies were not received. I ask that we be made, the post office services be availed to the community. I thank you.
Stas, if that's the last person, right? So we've also encouraged people to use the table on the other side for written submissions. So let's take the last person we have on the line now.
Die laaste persoon nou, ons maak u net bewus daarvan dat u ook geskrewe insette kan lewer by die personeel van die parlement daar aan my regterkant. Dis die laaste persoon.
Molweni, mna ke ndingu Mr. Fanele. I'm also coming from Vustane. I'm just here to support the post office bill. But into sifuna ukuyicela. Njengoba siyazi ukuthi post office is one of the government oldest entity in South Africa. So I think the only thing that also we need to think about, if maybe the government can close the post office total, think about the thousands of people that are working throughout South Africa. We need to think about also their children. They will end up committing crime, and the thousands of that I'm talking about, if they can lose jobs, those thousands, they will add the unemployment number. Then I think if maybe the government can close the post office total, it could be a bad day for South Africa. Because even during my younger days, post office was also there. I thank you.
Okay, let me then check with members. I'm sure the councillor was also noting matters that may need council interventions. But I want to check if members wanted to make any comments on general points, because some of the points are not really about the bill. But the matters of the bill are matters that, as we said, we'll have to go back and engage on them, right? So I just want to not to close out anybody who wants to make brief comments on matters that have been raised generally. Members? Ready? Left? Yeah, fine. Any?
No, thank you very much, Chair. Again, it's now Tambo, Member of Parliament. I think we must welcome the submissions from the community and take note that as much as we are saying that we are presenting an amendment bill for the post office, we're in a community that doesn't have a post office. So it must be something that we take as an instruction from the community itself. En ek wil ook sê dat die gemeenskap moenie skaam voel nie. Dat julle het vir ons gesê die baie probleme dat julle het van julle het die huise nie, is it huise or what is it, housing? Huise, ja. Julle het die huise nie. Julle bly in squatter camps en goed is so. So julle moenie skaam voel dat julle vir ons sê daai probleme nie. Want ons is in parlement en ons moet weet wat werk nie en wat werk. So ons weet nou dat ons is hier om vir julle 'n amendment bill te wys hoe ons gaan die postkantoor maak werk. Maar nou ons weet dat julle het die postkantoor in die eerste plek nie. So dis baie hartseer, ja, om te weet dat dis seer dat julle bly so. En dat om die SASSA grants te kry, julle moet baie taxis vat, so at die einde van die dag, jy sien dat die geld van SASSA jy gebruik vir transport, because there's no post office, so we welcome those submissions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. we note the comment. You want to, no translation. This is the language spoken here locally. Yeah. Okay. So I think what's important as we move towards closure, indeed the comment is that we have been well received, and it also says that the Parliament Public Education Unit has done its part. I think from the responses we get from the people.
Ek wil net van my kant af sê baie dankie weer eens vir die insette en ek dink dat die parlement die proses wat voor hierdie proses die voorloper was om die gemeenskap in te lig oor hierdie wetsontwerp, die voorgestelde wetsontwerp, daardie gedeelte is dan nou afgehandel as ek kyk na die reaksie van die gemeenskap vandag. Dankie daarvoor.
I think the other comments are really general comments, and I like it that you start by saying, I know that it is about the bill, however, there's this problem. And as Parliament, we can't close our ears and say, no, that's not the bill. So we are taking notes, and some of the matters that are to deal with the other portfolio committees, I think through our support staff, they'll be able to sift those and send them to the relevant people. For example, the housing question needs the municipality councillor. It also needs the provincial Department of Housing. It needs the national. So that's why I'm saying would have to take that matter up with the relevant people, because in the communications, that's not what we do. And it does help, though, that as representatives of the people locally, we get to convene these meetings and report back on what are the plans, because the plans may not be today, but it does comfort when you know when. So I'm saying those could be dealt with by those relevant structures.
Alhoewel ons vandag hier is om met 'n spesifieke wetsontwerp te werk oor die poskantoor, wil ek ook net vir u sê dat die ander sake wat u geopper het, die ander probleme wat u ook vandag vir ons meegedeel het, behuising, die probleme wat u het, dit val nie op dowe ore nie. Daar's kennis geneem en onthou ons is nasionale parlement, maar van hierdie behuisingskwessies val onder ander portefeuilles en ek is doodseker dat ons plaaslike regering wat ons vandag hier verteenwoordig, kennis geneem het daarvan, dat die parlementêre personeel wat daar sit, dit gehoor het. Daardie sake sal gesif word en geresorteer, gekategoriseer word en sal na die werklike regte portefeuilles deurgegee word. So alhoewel ons poskantoor is, sal die behuisingsprobleme en ander probleme wat u nou ook vir ons vandag genoem het, dat daardie portefeulje komitees toe deurgegee word, sodat u ook daar 'n antwoord kan kry. Dankie vir daardie insette ook.
I think the other point really I've noted is that we seem to, because Postbank has been under the post office for some time, we seem to always come to a point where we raise the Postbank matters under the post office. I think Mr. AB, you raised that point about ATMs and so on, which are in Postbank as opposed to the post office today. And we have dealt with a bill which is now before the president to sign it off as an act, the Post Bank as a state bank. So it answers directly that question. So I'm raising it because it's not about this bill, but it is also a bill that this committee has dealt with, and it is before the president. To actually come to that point you are raising, enter the banking services space in a way that the poor can access, whether from a small business point of view or from your personal banking point of view, in the same way as the commercial banks are doing, of course, with that advantage of an interest that is lower because it's a state bank. So I just thought we should at least leave the meeting having clarified that point, that it's not the post office, but the post bank is now putting the ATM's consent.
Daar is net een punt wat ek graag wil duidelik maak, Mr. AB wat daaroor gepraat het. Daar's 'n onderskeid tussen die posbank en die poskantoor. Nou hierdie komitee van kommunikasie het reeds die posbank portefeulje hanteer. En daardie wet is reeds voorgelê en word nou onderteken waar daar 'n bank met 'n ATM sal wees, 'n teller waar jy kan geld trek vir mense van die staat. Dit word nou 'n staatsbank, sodat jy ook daardie besigheid as 'n klein besigheidsman wat nie geld het vir die groot belangrike banke nie, jy jou besigheid daar kan doen. So dis 'n baie belangrike ding wat ek net graag wil onderskei. Dat alhoewel u gepraat het van die postbank, die postbank, daardie is afgehandel. Ons is nou besig met die poskantoor en ons gaan nou daarna kyk. Maar ek wil net gesê dat ons het reeds daarna gekyk en dit is tog so dat dit nou afgeteken gaan word en dat daar binnekort 'n posbank sal wees vir die mense wat nie die dierbanke kan bekostig nie.
But we also heard you that you are saying the success of the bill is on having postal services closer to the people. So that the bill indeed is, once it gets to be law, it can be seen, extended services and all that. So we have noted that point. But the other point, it's really that the distances are a problem. So you are spending more of your grant money on the road than putting it where it's supposed to be. Our ears were open. So we have an opportunity of engaging with social development in that regard from a point of the portfolio as we partner in that.
Twee belangrike goed wat ek vandag by u waargeneem het. Dis die eerste een is dat die diens moet uitgebrei word en dit moet nader na u toe gebring word. U moet 'n poskantoor naby aan u hê. Want wat gebeur is die tweede punt wat ons opgetel het, terwyl ons dit gaan deurvoer na maatskaplike ontwikkeling of sosiale welsyn, is dat u SASSA geld gebruik, u toelaag gebruik, daai geld uit u sak uithaal, moet betaal vir vervoer om u geld te kry wat u moet kry. So u geld gaan na die verkeerde plek toe, waar u daai geld moet vat en in die sak moet sit. Ons het dit gehoor en ons sal dit deurvoer. Dankie daarvoor.
I think the last 2 points really, Ceba, uba nokuthula, mama, wana. Le problem oyisho siyayiva. Isabuyela kuyo lanto ya housing, whether ngu 20% omproposile previously, kodwa yayingesithi funeke siyisho lonto. Ngoba thina sidila ngo-communications and digital technologies. Kodwa point yakho ithi wawuthetha neparlament. So iparlament nale idlileyo. Nayo sizoyithatha. Kodwa ngifuna ukuthi nangona amaqembu epolitiki sisebenza ngendlela engafani. Kodwa apho kukhona i-parliamentary constituency officer ukhathaliseka ukuthi yiphi. Parliamentarians are in the service of the people. So kumele ukuthi ke sizisebenzise nazo as offices ukuxhumana neparlament. So ndithemba ukuthi uyayivakela point engishoyo. Itoliki yami izoba nengxaki pha. Kodwa ndiyaqhuba ngoku. Sabambana siya ndiqhuba ngoku. So ndizama ukuthi ke kufanele sizisebenzise as our offices njenge entry point yokufumanana namalungu eparlament. Ngoba iparlament ayikwazi ukuba nebudget yodila nezo zinto, kodwa kuye kuboniswane kuso esa space nabanye abantu abanganceda xa kuvela ingxaki ezinjalo. Iparlament ke inceda apho sekuyi disaster kuba kukho icandelo elidila ne disaster, kodwa ezi zeza zethu zapha ekuhlaleni ekufuneka sijongene nazo namalungu eparlament akufitshane nendawo. Amapiso ke siwasebenzisela for into ezinjalo. So benike manje explain along.
Wat voorsitter genoem het ook is dat al hierdie punte wat genoem was, selfs met die laaste 2 sprekers wat oorgebring gewees het. Spreker die voorsitter neem kennis en hierdie punte wat genoem was om die suksesse van die poskantoor te kan sien, moet hy eers 'n poskantoor wees. So dit wat gelig was deur die laaste 2 sprekers, dit het geval op die ore van die portfolio committee en sal hanteer word.
So lastly, siya ekugcineni ndithemba ukuthi labantu abafuna ukubhala or people who wanted to make written submissions, they still have the forms on the right there. to can also put written submissions. But I must say that for the oral submissions received, as the committee, we really appreciate the time you've taken to come and make presentations. And surely when we are in a discussion, we would also have the visual side of things in memory. That this is the person who stood up or who was sitting in that wheelchair, but conveying a message to Parliament that Parliament must listen to, right? And like I said, the commitment we have is to sift the issues that need other portfolio committees and just help get those through. And I'm sure from your side, Councillor, you would have taken note of those matters that may need the Councillor's response through public meetings of the Ward Councillor.
Weereens net 'n herinnering daaraan dat u wel nog geskrewe insette kan gaan lewer by die parlementêre personeel aan die regterkant, aan my regterkant by daardie tafel. Daar is vorms, asseblief neem, as u nie 'n spreekbeurt geneem het nie, asseblief voel welkom, gaan maak 'n geskrewe inset. Daar is nog tyd daarvoor. Dan vir die van u wat wel vir ons 'n mondelinge inset gelewer het, baie dankie daarvoor. Ons waardeer dat u die tyd geneem het om op u Saterdag hier te kom sit en vir ons met ons gedeel het hoe u voel. Die ander sake wat opgehaal is, wat nie te doen het met hierdie spesifieke wetsontwerp nie, raadsit, ek is doodseker daarvan dat u die kennis geneem het daarvan, en weet ook dat ons daardie sake wat nie met hierdie wetsontwerp te maak het nie, gaan uitsif en resorteer en kategoriseer, en sal deurgee na die korrekte portefeulje komitees toe. Baie dankie daarvoor. U wat opgestaan het, wat vandag met ons gepraat het, dit is in ons geheue vasgelê. Ons het 'n baie mooi prentjie in ons kop, ons het 'n visuele voorstelling daarvan, en ons gaan definitief dit onthou. Dankie.
Thank you. As they get the forms, I don't want us to close without knowing if there are to be announcements that would be made. In particular, no fruitless and wasteful expenditure. So I just want to check from committee support, logistical announcements before we formally close.
Net voordat ek formeel die vergadering verdaag, wil ek net seker weet of ons al ons insette van daai kant het, van ons personeel.
I'm checking committee support.
Ek maak net
Still
seker.
talking there.
Thank you, Chairperson. Good afternoon, members. Good afternoon to the members of the community. Goeiemiddag. My naam is Thembinkosi Ngoma. Gama lam ndingu Thembinkosi Ngoma, nobhala we-committee. I am told, I've been advised by my colleague that as you walk out of the venue, on your left-hand side, you will be served with something to eat there. Uthi colleague wami Basipuma. As Basipuma, and then Klamnyango, then there will be food. Kona indoyo klasa nje esizo sesoswini. As semense 8 lo papi rachte kanda sal is biki varonskan yet. And Chair, perhaps I can also, just before you close, just bless the food, because where I come from, that's what we do before we eat. So if you can just all close our eyes, so that we can bless it even before it's served to you. Thank you, dear Lord. I'm being told that I'm a pastor. If we can just close our eyes. Dear Lord, thank you very much for bringing us into this roof today. You knew that we were going to be here, even though that some of us might not have known, but you knew way ahead that on this day, at this time, we will be gathered in this venue. Thank you for guiding our processes. And as we are about to close, we thank you, and we thank the community of Simondiam and the surrounding communities for taking time off to come and raise their issues that, with Parliament, issues that are very close to their hearts, because we all know that the issues of post office are really needed in our communities, and we are all aware of the state of the post office in our communities. We ask that you bless the food that you are about to eat, and also ensure that everyone gets home safely. Thank you very much. Amen. If you can just remain seated, allow the members to walk out, and then we walk out after them. Thank you very much.
Bly asseblief net sit as jy net die portefeulje komitee lede 'n geleentheid sal gee om die saal te verlaat. Net vir 'n oomblik net sal bly sit asseblief. Baie dankie. Die vergadering is nou amptelik verdaag.